Well, I think about it daily, waiting for it like the morning paper. Plans made for it mainly, maybe go out and pull a caper. Hitting licks with goals and dreams of just hitting switches. Hitting like it's familiar and I know all the hidden pitches. Want for nothing like there's no more new shit. Whips come with rags, make the whole cabin moonlit. Whole court in the house, cross over like a crucifix. Closet cover floor to ceiling with shoes like I'm maneuver kicks. Dreams turning real, having visions like a sidekick. To get it is a certainty like athletes with side chicks. All I gotta do is focus, permeate my exploits. Soon I'll be at the dealer, picking out my next choice.
The little glow, the warm glow of the television.
It's glowing glow.
It's glowingness.
Word. All right, well, I mean, however you want to start. I saw Mary J. Blige at Ravinia. Actually, I didn't watch her. I already know what she looks like, and I've seen her dance moves. They're not very impressive. So I said, you know what? I'm going to skip out on the actual visual of Mary J. Blige, and I'm just going to lay back and drink some beers. Ravinia is actually a very cool venue.
Still never been, but I think if the right, like, I guess I would go see Mary J. at the Ravinia, but, like, if the right act is there, I'm more willing to go.
Definitely. I mean, so from what I gather from Ravinia is that it's more along the lines of the atmosphere. Like, it's really funny. Everybody seems to bring their living room, essentially. Oh. So, like, we're walking through, and the closer you get to the stage, you see folks have, like, tables lined with, like, you know, they'll have fucking, I don't know, like chicken platters and all sorts of shit, man. People smoking. I seen people smoke a little bit. I guess, you know, you got to be careful because there's a lot of, you know, you're in fucking Highland Park, man. There's money.
Is true, but I mean, I think that's a regular at Ravinia.
I'm assuming.
I've never been. I still,
exactly.
Like, that's all I've heard really is that there's constantly weed smoke outside. And
I mean, that I don't doubt it. There wasn't much by me, but I mean, I was just honestly, literally, I just laid back on the damn blanket, put something behind my head, and just drank and listened to Mary J. Blige scream.
So what did these people have outside of their tables? Did they bring like a chair to like a couch?
Oh, there was one white family, right? They were sitting by this tree, or these two trees, right? And they lived there. They couldn't have not lived there in this specific spot that they were sitting. There was 4 big-ass couches, right? It was a family of 4, and the mom, the dad, the 2 kids, and they were sitting in these plush-ass couches that looked like nicer than anything in my house, right? And in the middle, they had like their fucking, you know, living room table and shit right in between. And
so they literally brought their front room out.
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah, but like literally, these motherfuckers brought their couches.
Well, they did. Others brought like. So we were
have those blow up fucking couches.
Dude, blow up couches are hilarious.
It's like the worst thing of all time,
dude. Really, the only thing that I think about from the blow-up couches is the fucking the sock 'em boppers.
Yeah,
sock 'em boppers.
That's the same material. That's why I
don't.
Was
it sock 'em or soccer boppers? Sock 'em boppers.
Nobody soccer bopped it.
Yeah, you ain't soccer bop it. Remember all those old ass toys and shit like the Skip It.
The Skip It was a real stupid toy,
dude. You literally. I mean, I guess the thing about those toys are they were really. It was all about fitness.
To make you active.
Right. Don't be a fat fucking kid. Stop being a fat ass, you fat fuck.
This is true.
Don't be walking around so fat, fatty.
Well, it's funny because we were also the era where like Razor scooters became big and like
dude, Razor scooters are hilarious. We used to do those little races down the street, and we would literally like it's so easy to wipe out.
It's easy,
so easy to wipe out.
But they're
almost
fun.
guaranteed.
I mean, I still tried to do some stupid shit on those two, like. Obviously, it's not a skateboard, but you could still do, like, weird tricks and shit with it.
Have you seen those? There's, like, an X Games for that shit. Have you seen that?
People will make, like, X Games out of anything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're doing flips on these fucking razors. I mean, I couldn't do that.
Like, they're coming off of ramps with those
Yes. We're going to have to show... I'm going to have to show you those videos one day. Like, I didn't know that
until...
How
can you get enough speed to do such things?
It's got wheels.
Well, I mean, I understand that. But, like...
Free wheels.
I don't.
And you do what
I don't buy it.
I mean, you build fucking momentum on a skateboard or a bike. They got wheels. Same fucking thing.
There's like a different mechanism to it than a Razor scooter.
No, these Razor scooters, not to get too technical on you or anything like that, but
they're actually very agile.
The wheels are like on these greased ball bearings, dude. They're fucking like, they're skateboard wheels, but on a Razor.
Well,
or no, not skateboard. I take that back. I'm sorry, not skateboard. I meant to say
rollerblade wheels.
Rollerblade wheels.
Right. Yes, but again, it's 2, and it's like I don't know. Just the way you get the momentum is different. I could see it more on rollerblades than I can with a scooter. You have a fucking motor on a scooter? Because that might help.
What? I don't get how you don't see that. Dude,
just don't.
there's no way you don't. If you could see somebody building momentum on a fucking rollerblade, right? Which is essentially two fucking razor scooters, all right? That's what it is, right? There's no.
I'm telling you, the mechanism is different. And
No,
there's like.
if anything, you're getting more speed on a razor.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to watch a video, and then we're going to come back and want to talk about this. Hold on. All right, we're back, and Adam's not convinced.
No, I saw the videos, and there's a difference, right? Like, for instance, with skateboarding, there's particular skateboards you use because you just speed race with them. There are ones that you use to do tricks. But, like, when you look, unless you're playing like Tony Hawk, you're not going off a ramp on a skateboard, getting like 30 feet of air and pulling off 35 tricks. They're literally like, you get off enough so that you could do like a kickflip or a fucking backspin, whatever it is. With this,
The point is, somebody was was crazy enough to think that they could do tricks like that. And I'm not saying that everybody's doing them. I'm not not just gonna jump off my fucking stairs and start doing crazy shit with a scooter.
I did not buy the mechanics of it, right?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. They got air.
Now when I think about it, like if you modify the wheels, there's certain
which
things
you do with skateboards, rollerblades, all sorts of
with
shit.
Skateboards, there's skateboarding wheels. Like it's not all in just, I don't know. But anyway, the fact that they're doing fucking triple backflips on scooters is impressive.
So that at least you agree with that. They can do it. They're doing it.
I also am looking at like the length of the drop down that they're going off of first. I mean, of course you're gonna get speed with wheels like that.
Oh,
but
of course.
If
you got wheels. If you have wheels, you go fast.
If you're going off a half pipe on a skateboard, it's like you're not ever gonna be able to pull off a triple backflip. That's all I'm saying. It's different. So
I don't know. All I'm saying is, dude, all those toys back then were pretty cool. We kind of got off topic.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. I don't know. Like, what else? They
sidewalk chalk,
Nerf.
Yeah.
Anything Nerf was
fuck
hilarious.
that, man. I have such a bad taste in my mouth with Nerf. You know how many times we got balls stuck in the trees? Like,
they're so light that they get carried, and then you're just like, fuck, football's over.
Yo, and it's like the worst fucking tree where there's literally like 7 branches on the tree, but somehow it gets stuck in the top one, and there's like no wiggle room.
That was always the worst. Or remember when like a bag would get caught in the tree, and like it would just be there all winter?
There was nothing. We had no ability of getting it down.
You're like, this is the worst. It's like it's so like minuscule, but this bag has just been flapping away for like fucking 3 months.
Like there's a 3-house triangle that we would hang out at. So right next door you have that big ass tree, and you hear that the whole time. No matter where you're at, you're hearing like the bag flapping.
You're like, shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Just get out! Get out!
It wasn't my favorite thing.
Oh man, I don't know how we got to toys from Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, so my takeaway from that concert is that really, she is still good, very good at what she does. Obviously, she sounds just as good live, and
she can be bothered to show up.
Yeah.
So respect to Mary for that.
Word. She don't got the Lauryn Hill syndrome.
No. And she's like, what, late 40s herself? She's been around for
this was like the 25th anniversary of her, or no, I'm sorry, the 28th anniversary, 28 year. Like, I guess from the beginning of whatever. So she's been doing it probably, she's almost 50. It got to be at least 50.
And she's been consistent. And she's been good. And she hasn't been an asshole.
She performed for like an hour and 20 minutes, which was, I think, a lot. Like, I didn't expect that.
How much were tickets to this thing?
Vivi bought them. She's like, do you want to go? I was like, yeah, cool. I'll go.
Sure.
I don't mind. Like, I've never seen Mary J. Blige. I'm not really a concert guy anymore. But this whole Ravinia thing is like a picnic. But like with people bringing, like I said, their living rooms. You come, you get your space. We laid out. They let you rent tarps. You can rent. Tables, chairs, things like that. But I mean, I just literally laid out on. We had the tarp. We put a blanket. I had like 2 or 3 blankets, a hoodie, and all that shit. I just kicked it and drank beer.
Does Ravinia do anything during the wintertime?
That was the last show for the season.
Okay.
So there are some.
Space for something else.
Maybe they probably do private stuff, I would assume, still through the year. I mean, why wouldn't they? If somebody's got enough money, why wouldn't they do that?
That's true.
It's big enough.
That's definitely true.
It's big enough.
Let's introduce the show real fast because we've been going for a minute.
Oh, we are on a show.
We are on the show.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 58 of the Kiona and Kasson Podcast.
Hey.
I'm your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama.
What up?
We've been talking about toys and concerts, so it's been a good show so far.
I like toys and well, I don't really like concerts.
No, you know what? When Dave was talking about his concert experiences all the time, it made me not want to go.
What up,
anymore.
Dave? What up? What up?
Yeah, what up?
I don't know if you're watching.
Shout out to you. If you,
You better be watching.
I would really hope so.
He probably ain't watching.
He's probably not, which is kind of fucked up. You was on the show.
Yeah.
He's just on medical leave or not medical leave, but some
Dave's
leave.
not on medical leave, but he's on leave. I don't know what that means, and we'll figure that out. But either way,
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yep.
58 is. I know we say this every week, but just the numbers going up is nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're on the downward end of the 50s towards 100, which is dope,
Once
right?
we get
Like we're
that
downhill.
triple-digit videos.
Man, if we get 100, once we get to 100 shows, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
100 shows, and anybody who
We
rock,
have interesting things to talk about.
I always got shit to talk about. I talk a lot. No,
true.
I
You guys know that.
yeah. No, I mean, anybody who's been rocking with us this long is pretty. We appreciate you. We know, like to allocate any part of your day to like somebody else's like thoughts and what they got to say. I mean, I think honestly, I don't take that lightly that you even listen for a little bit. So
I would agree, but only in the sense that there's so many people who have like not necessarily a podcast, but like think about it. Since you're a child and you're raised on TV and radio and shit like that, you're spending your time listening to somebody else. But there's so many people who are available to you to do such things.
today there's so many different options.
So if you do take your time to sit down and watch,
you
for sure, 100%.
Thank you all.
Shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to Glenn. Glenn is a hilarious person.
Glenn is a jackass.
Yeah. Also, I think we said it before. It was his birthday. I don't know if we talked about it last week, but happy birthday to Glenn. I think we did say it.
Yeah, probably.
But either way, man, if we didn't, happy birthday to Glenn, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He probably doesn't watch either, so fuck that guy too.
You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. He was also supposed to be on the show.
No, yeah, that's another thing.
Which is, in case you're fairly new to this whole podcast, one of the main reasons we started the opposite shout out to Glenn is because he was supposed to be on the show, but he wasn't, and then we didn't hear from him for a while afterwards. So that's where it is, and if it sounds mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you hear that?
There's a little revving in the background.
I don't know if they'll hear that in this.
No, I don't think so. But in case you didn't, there was some revving in the background.
Play by play of what we are encountering right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. These Beats headphones, right? If you guys didn't notice, we have headphones on now, which that's pretty hard not to do because we have headphones on. Right. But mine are bright red.
If you looked at the screen at all during this YouTube broadcast, or if you're not actually watching the video.
Oh fuck, that's right. There's some people.
But I would hope
listen.
like you at least look if you're watching the YouTube one once or twice. See
yeah,
word
got
on for the day or like something.
Yeah, I mean whatever. But if you didn't,
matter.
I got these Beats Studios, and I bought them. I had the first ones, and then I got these, and then because I exchanged them for the I was like, ooh, replacement plan. Not gonna waste that. So I used that, got the new ones, whatever. Not a bad headphone. Yeah. But the problem is when you sweat, right? You don't want to. The leather was so soft that you didn't want to wipe it because it became so sensitive to like it was easy to break apart. And one day I made the mistake and I broke it apart. Now there just be red things all over. I don't wear these much anymore.
Which is really fucked up when you think about it. I mean, they're a pretty expensive set of headphones.
Should be pretty good leather, right?
Yeah, it should be like the leather in my car, but not that good because that's more expensive.
There's a lot of shouldas in life, or should be's.
You would think,
or you would thinks.
Yeah.
And I know that I do appreciate that that's become a reoccurring thing in the podcast that you would think so parts of the podcast, because you would think that there was a little bit more attention to detail in things, but I guess I would think incorrectly.
Sometimes you pay a little bit too much attention to detail. Like you should not call attention to those things.
To me?
Yes.
Right now?
Yeah.
Why? Are we not attention to detail people?
No, we're attention to detail, but like when you're telling everybody, hey, we've had this reoccurring, it's just a theme. You got to know,
Oh, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Man, you know what? I haven't really been on point this episode.
You've been just giving the game away, but it's fine. You know?
What game? There's like 4 people watching.
Well, that's enough people.
We even got a basketball team watching.
This is my child. I'm not going to have a child, so I'm giving the game away.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know.
So what's there to talk about today, man? What we got on the agenda? I mean, I have a few things written down. I don't know if you have any.
You know, I'm trying to think about what has occurred throughout the week, but I know one thing that had my attention this week was
you said, speaking of kids, you said you're not going to have a child. That reminded me of something, actually. Yeah. So I seen something not too long ago that said, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it seemed like a good segue, right? And you know,
remains to be seen.
I seen a meme that said, "Yeah, shut up." So I said a meme that said, I saw a meme that said, no, I saw a meme that said,
right.
some guy was like, you know, when I have a kid, I'm gonna name him Hip Hop, so I could be, you know, then the father of hip hop. And I was like, holy shit, that's dope. That's dope. Every time you introduce yourself, be like, I am the father of hip hop.
And if you have a godparent, then they're the godfather of hip hop.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't do that. I think we've discussed it. I said I would tell somebody no, right?
Listen, I don't want any kids. You know, I'm not trying to be.
Yeah, don't ask me. Don't ask me.
But I'm just saying, like, if you had a kid named Hip Hop, and then you'd have to choose carefully.
To be the grandmother and grandfather of hip hop.
No, it's the God. Like our parents would be the grandmother and grandfather.
Oh, you said godparents.
Yes.
Godparents.
So you'd have to choose very carefully who you selected then, because
nobody.
You don't want this person to be the godfather of hip hop, and you don't like them that much.
You got to handle this, dude. This is a big responsibility, fuckers.
Yeah. You got to be sure that person isn't. You're not going to hate them.
My hip hop needs to be put in good hands.
Exactly.
Right? No, I wouldn't do that. Would you? If somebody were to say, if somebody were to come to you that you know, because I know our sister is, and that, I mean, I know she's become a godmother to some of her friends' kids. That's cool. I'm not into it. Vivi, for instance, is the godmother of one of her best friend's kids. That's cool too. I've had this discussion with multiple people. If somebody were to come to you and request that you be the godparent of their child, what would you say?
No, thank you.
Exactly.
No.
You are the only sane person I know, man.
I don't want to have my own child. I'm not trying to be like responsible for yours. If God forbid something
Listen. You cannot equate my love for you to how I feel about whether or not I want to be the godparent of your child.
Is it considered odd practice to select a godmother and a godfather from different, like they're not together? You know what I mean?
That's weird. You would think that you would do some,
like you want it to be a couple.
Yeah.
Like a married couple, probably.
Yeah, now these people have to raise a kid.
Now these children are going through the system, pretty much.
Yeah, they're foster kids right now, right? You've left your kids in such disarray, right? Now, not only do they not have their parents, but the parents were irresponsible.
Go see their dad on the weekends. Yo, that's fucked up.
Dude, that's fucked up. Like, honestly, I think what should be done is you pick a couple, right? Hope they stay together.
Yeah.
Or just make it contingent on them staying together.
Yeah.
Or
like once this happens, and if you guys divorce or whatever, the bond is broken.
What is this? What is this? What is this? Like, who created this? You become my godmother and godfather.
I don't know. And
is this from Cinderella?
How could somebody be a godparent?
Did Cinderella make this up?
Maybe.
Was this a Disney thing?
Probably. Disney made everything, from what I understand. You know.
All I know is this. To me, it's just a little bit like,
how could you be the godparent of any person? How does that work? I'm not God. I can't be a godparent.
I mean, if you're taking
God's parents.
I mean, if you're really going to go off the literal words
because I want good reasons to say
in the whole
no.
title. I would say no with a very, very, like, it would be very swift.
Like, listen, this isn't even a conversation. No.
Get out. Don't get the fuck out.
I never want to see your child again.
Like, no, I wouldn't go that far. I would just be like, dude, like, no, like, I don't know. Because it's really, and honestly, it's a pretty terrible position to put somebody in,
But some
Because,
people
no,
are like
that's-
hating. They get mad when they're not the godparent.
Fuck
they're
that.
not selected.
You know what kind
I'm
of no? The question in itself, if somebody doesn't want to, let's say there's other people like us, right? And I hope there are, because that would imply that there's logic in these people. I know we've completely just like alienated. It doesn't matter. I don't care. So listen, to ask, let's say I come up to you, right? I'm like, Adam, you're my brother. I love you. And what I've decided is that if I were to die, I'm going to put the burden of my child on you, right?
to push you down some stairs.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right. But like, obviously you say it better. It sounds nicer. People like
Right.
it. It's the sentiment, whatever.
Right.
But imagine the person on the other end of it is a one of us, right? And you're like, oh, no. If it's not one of us, because one of us would say no.
I'm like, listen, the thing is that I have a podcast, and if I hear the baby crying in the background when I'm trying to record, it's just not gonna make me happy.
Dude, there was in the Aziz Ansari show, Master of None.
Yeah.
They were talking about like when he's like talking about having kids and shit. He's like, I don't know if I can have kids. He's like, let's say I want to go get like really good pasta, right? Like, and I got a kid and they're crying and we can't go to that restaurant. What do I do? Not just get pasta? That sounds like a terrible life. Like, if I'm the godparent, like,
That's
I
my
don't know.
problem with having a kid is like having another little motherfucker dictate my life. No. I'm doing what I want and
Yeah.
I not have to worry about. And it may sound selfish,
Listen,
but think about this as well. Like, let's say I have a child, a little bastard child, and the mom's a little bitch. Then I have problems.
see, that's a whole other thing. Like, I don't know. Honestly, that's you got to find somebody that you don't think's gonna be that, right? Secondly, so like obviously I've been with my girl for a while, and like that this is a topic of conversation now, right?
Right.
But like,
Because you're old too.
shut your ass up, man. You're about to be 30, and you're gonna start
Yes,
hurting
but
in places you
I've
never
been-
knew existed.
I've been about
Why
to
does
be
my
for
ball
quite
sack
some
hurt
time.
when I wake up? It's not supposed to do that. Not that your ball sack hurts. I'm just saying,
'cause
like,
you should probably get that.
it would be
checked out.
that would be really weird.
If your
But
ball
like
sack hurts, it's not a good
arbitrarily, like things will just hurt. Like I told you on my 33rd birthday, I woke up with like a stiff neck.
Well,
Way
yeah.
different than a ball sack hurting, but still, I was like,
I thought
why?
you said that was on your 30th.
33rd,
Oh,
30th. I'm sure something hurt on my 30th, but that was like years ago.
well, yeah. I mean,
That was motherfucker. That was years ago. Oh no, it's like motherfucker. That was months ago.
I hit you tonight, Charlie Murphy.
Now that you mention it, I do think I'm bleeding inside my chest. Bitches,
No,
show Charlie Murphy your titties. R.I.P. Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, RIP for sure. All I'm going to say on this topic is no to ever being a godparent, no to ever being a parent, and that's all I got to say.
Okay,
about
but and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. No, I think. Here's the thing. I'm more open to being a parent than a godparent, right? Like, if it's my child,
I understand that.
So like I'm not gonna babysit your kids, but if I got
Yeah.
kids, I'll babysit my kids, right?
Right.
Like you're not gonna say, hey,
I'm not going
dude,
to be burdened with
you're
somebody
not,
else's child.
You're not gonna come up to me. That's what I was getting at, right? So you come up to me, you're like, hey, dude, I want you to be my kid's godparent, right? And you're like,
Yeah, I
and
don't
you're
know, that
and
sounds
you're
really inconvenient.
that's pretty much what you should say. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're a person who doesn't like to say no,
Yeah.
or you want to be too nice,
You got to be
right?
political.
And now you're like,
'Cause
oh,
you don't want to ruin that.
so now
friendship, but you
you're
also
like,
are
so
just-
now you're a godparent for no reason, right? Like you didn't even want to be a godparent, but now you're a godparent, right? Because you're so good,
Should've
such good.
said no.
Because somebody levers their friendship towards with you to make them have a babysitter.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. Listen, I
Not only that, I know people who are godparents.
man, we are really going hard on this.
I know people who are godparents who have had to put together like the whole fucking baby shower.
Dude,
and,
I
like, all that
swear to
shit.
God,
Fuck.
that sucks. But I
That's
swear to
still
God,
not my baby.
I thought where you were going with this is like put together their IKEA furniture for their kid. And dude, I would fucking murder somebody before I put together
That's a
anybody's IKEA thing.
Weird place to assume that I was going with it.
Dude, I putting together anything IKEA is hell. Dude,
Agreed.
You better never ask me to put anything together. I think we'd fight. I'd be like, dude, fuck you. We're not. I don't want to do the podcast with you no more. Like, it's over.
I built a.
We're not brothers.
Remember, I built
Don't
a
ask
shelf.
me.
Oh no, that was from Target, but that was still stupid. It was stupid and difficult too.
Yo, Target
It was
shelves are
upside down,
bad.
backwards. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I remember why you did that, but that was hilarious. That was a fucking hilarious night.
Yeah.
I'm just watching you like, what the fuck
Shit
are you
took me
doing?
a minute too. I was like, fuck this.
And
fucking
you
thing.
started late. Like, you started so late at night. I remember.
did,
You were
but-
like, dude, it was like 10:30. You're like, I think I'm going to
That
start
thing-
the show.
It may have been built incorrectly, but
It
held
lasted
up.
forever.
It was.
I don't know if it's yours or mine, but there's half of one still in the garage.
I saw that. I think that's yours.
Because you could break them in half and shit, and you can get, now you got 2 shelves.
Let me tell you the worst thing about those fucking.
Dude, efficiency.
The worst thing about those shelves is that piece you put in the back, and you keep them in with like those little clips.
Oh, they all fall out.
They always fall out.
Dude, there's so many little tic tac thingies on your fucking on your floor.
Tic tacky pipe bomb thingies.
Spiky, explosive thingies. Oh man.
I think it's the other day I walked in and
Are we done with talking about people and their? No, I'm just.
we probably should.
Yeah.
The other day Method Man was on Jimmy Kimmel, I think.
Okay. Dude got swole.
He did get swole, and I was like, I hope he's talking about why he's not going to be in How High 2 and how he's mad about it.
He didn't talk
But I
about
didn't
it.
watch it. I literally came.
So you hoped he was going to talk about
it if it was on, and then I just went to sleep.
So basically, you're saying you saw him on. You were like, man, I hope he talks about this, but
Well, I said
didn't care enough to watch it.
Talking about, but it was like literally at the end of it.
Okay, that sounds suspicious.
Well, it's not suspicious.
It's getting me
I would have more
suspicious,
to say about it if it was not that way.
Okay, smart guy.
I can't believe he did that to our dog.
I'm the neighborhood player, Day Day. This is my little white homie friend, Roach. That dude's dead.
Roach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
He was in that movie Kids. Do you remember that movie?
Mhm.
Have you ever seen that movie Kids?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You didn't like it? It's fucked up, but it's
Ain't
like,
you ever seen that one movie, Kids?
dude, they went into that liquor store and he's like, you got this dick? And dude went to the fucking, while he's asking this hilarious question to the fucking clerk. Like, can you imagine, like, what? What you say? This what? And then while this guy's trying to figure out what this dick is, the guy goes to the freezer and he fucking shoves 240s down his fucking the zipper of his pants into both legs. Now he's got these huge, humongous 40s pointing, completely obvious. But the guy's, he's distracted. He's trying to figure out what this dick is, and the guy, he doesn't seem to know that he's his friend, right?
They don't know that they came together.
That's a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
That's a real fucked up movie. Kids is fucked up. Yeah, kids are fucked up. Don't ask me to be your god fucking parent.
And I say all that to say, fuck that.
Dude, I don't want to watch your kids. Like, now that's leverage. You're like, dude, I gotta go out. I got this. You're the godparent. You're like, dude, fuck you. I told you not to bring that up next time you ask me to
I'm like,
watch
listen,
them.
I'm the godparent, not the aunt, not the uncle, not the grandma. You better go find somebody motherfucking else.
Hell yeah, dude. There's so many people you can ask before me that are blood. Like,
Right.
I get it. You could ask them to be a godparent, but you didn't. You asked me and you know me.
Yeah. Right. No. Like, I'll play the uncle role because I obviously would have no
The
choice
cool uncle
on that.
role is cool because you don't have to be. You are literally as nice to them as you want
And
to
I
be.
could put him onto all the shit that you don't want to put him onto yet because you think he's too young.
Oh, like
and
the
he'll come
word
back fucked up.
like the word fuck and like, dude. I there's so many. Whenever I'm around kids, I really have to remember to censor myself. But it takes a few slip ups. I'll be like, yeah, motherfucker.
The way I look at it is,
I shouldn't have said that in front of
if
this
you have-
fucking kid, but I say that out loud too. And these, so then, now I'm just
he's
like, it's like diarrhea in the mouth. You're like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, stop. I just think you're
I
annoying.
look at it as the fact that like kids are if you have kids, you're probably cursing, right? Like there's more reasons to say fuck when you have a kid. So
I'd agree,
feel
but I
like
mean,
those kids hear it at home, and like I've never slipped up in front of a parent with their kid around who said anything to me.
Oh yeah, oh
Never
definitely.
been- oh, don't say that.
I thought you were about to say that you've never slipped up in front of a kid with a parent. I was like, dude, that's
Earmuffs.
impossible. That's fucking impossible, right? There's no way dude, I curse like every fucking other word. It's ridiculous. There's no way I can not do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's funny because Foamy and Buck is just talking about how they don't like to get vulgar on their podcast. I have no problem saying fuck.
No,
fuck,
I
fuck,
can't
fuck,
not.
fuck,
There's
fuck,
no
fuck, fuck.
way I can't be vulgar in the podcast because I curse. I mean, I don't know. This is just me.
It's just part of my daily
It's like
language. I don't try to censor myself. I don't see a reason to censor myself.
Cursing
If
is
I'm at
great.
work,
It's important.
I'll not curse as loud, but I still curse.
The word
Like,
fuck is I think very therapeutic.
it is.
There's like endorphins that come out when you say fuck. No matter what. If you're like I'm gonna fuck, like
When's Fiz's turn?
right? Or this motherfucker, or the team loses, fuck, or
Any variation of
you
the
hit
use
your
of the
toe,
word.
fuck.
Yes.
There's so many different ways or in different contexts to apply the word fuck to that like it's almost the greatest word in the English
It's
language.
one of the greatest just transition words, like got up in the morning, was like, fuck, I gotta take a piss. It's just something that kind of comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You don't want to scream. Here's when you don't want to say fuck or scream fuck really or at all. Is when you're peeing. Fuck!
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or I guess you could say fuck like it's a good piss, like fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there's like uses for it.
Yeah, you got to put the right emphasis on the right syllable in order for things to be correctly interpreted.
Of course, the difference a combo makes,
Zakama.
But yeah. No, I mean, there's never a shortage of reasons for me to say fuck. So
yeah, I mean, we've said it a lot recently in this last like 5 minutes, dude. So here's why Team USA should say fuck in a very negative way is that they got beat by France, right? I seen that they can't even place higher than 5th. It's the FIBA, right? It's FIBA.
Yeah.
But regardless, here's my thing. I understand that the rest of the world has caught up in skill to some extent because it's impossible not to, right?
Yeah, because different elements from every country has influenced the game,
Well, beyond that, back in the 80s and the early 90s, like there was really no window. There was no YouTube. There was no social media wasn't around. Globalization hadn't really.
Well, as we said, like the '92 Dream Team made that a thing.
It was such
phenomenon.
Yeah. It was such a surprise, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe not a surprise, but
it just seemed to happen seamlessly.
So basketball wasn't able to influence the other countries as it has in the last 20 years or 25 years of life, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe even more than that at this point is what? Probably about 20, 25 years. So like basketball's been able to influence other countries and other kids from a young age because they've mimicked and watched these players play at a certain point. Before then, they really weren't able to. So I get that the competition in the world has gotten better, right?
I will say,
or not. It's gotten better and not up to USA's top talent. But I guess that's not what's being
pro athletes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
The one thing that I just thought about too with like other countries adopting basketball is it's opened up lanes for our people here too, because now like say you're a top level talent in your school, but you're not top level nationwide. You can go play overseas and make money there, Yeah. So now you have more avenues as like let's say you're somebody who wants to be professional here.
Yeah, no, I excuse me. I think that's why like we're not. That's why I think we're being taken by surprise, or we're being surprised by them. Is that what I said right now? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's still funny though because I don't know like,
or they are taking us by surprise. I had to get that out.
There's no people here who they're like fans of the sport who are like big. At least nobody I know who like watches the other countries' professional leagues religiously. You know what I mean? They'll watch us. They'll watch NBA.
The people I know that watch like European or whatever,
they come from there.
Well, regardless of that, they're not really. I don't think anybody I know is really watching basketball as much as they're watching like football or
like the sports that we just don't have that are big here, like cricket.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's that?
Badminton.
What's that one that's like
with the shuttlecocks
rugby.
and all that? Rugby's a fucking rough sport. I don't know.
That's a man sport right there for you. That's more.
It's just like
it's literally
you just crucial. There's no helmets. There's no pads.
It's literally, and I don't know that like.
Dude, you can die.
You can say this anymore, but it's like smear the queer, pretty much.
Dude, do you remember that game?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers this game, but this was what it was called. We can't change that. This is what it was. If we didn't say
historically, motherfucker,
if we didn't call it that, right? Nobody would know what we were talking about, right? To be like, I don't know what that game is. You have to say what it was. We won't say it again.
No malice is meant, but that's the name of the game.
That's
the guy who has the ball is the queer. You go and smear him.
That's the premise. It's really fucked up, right? And I get it. But everybody who's our age or before has heard this thing. Or there was the equivalent was like Johnny Tackle, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Johnny Tackle. But I don't know what the difference was. I just know that I got hurt in all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
It was basically just like a.
I almost broke my back in a game of like Johnny Tackle when I was younger. Oh, it would have been bad. I would have
It's
been
almost like a pissing contest. In a way
my God, I remember that to this day.
It's almost like a pissing contest in a way, right? Because you want the ball to outrun everybody. And once you're unable to do that, then you pass it off to somebody.
Dude, the worst.
So, like,
no,
you
no,
catch the ball.
You don't even.
You know what I mean?
That's not even the best. The worst. Okay, the worst part about this game is it was played in this like small patch of grass. You never played in anything that was more than like 20 by 25, and now you just got to run to get to the other side.
We had like what 12, 14 neighborhood kids. Like,
oh,
there was
dude,
mad kids.
you were getting fucked up, and I played that in multiple neighborhoods. Like, I like, yeah, there was one neighborhood that was a little rougher than the other that I played in, and I got to tell you, that's the one I almost broke my back in.
I can imagine. Dude, like the fact that we didn't. At least none of us died. Like, none of us died.
At least none of us.
The fact that none of us died is pretty impressive. You would think at least one.
Like,
with the way we fucking,
within like those first, like, those formative years of life.
Yeah, like, we played football games on a fucking, like, that lawn that had the pipes.
Dude,
you could have.
Yeah, so
there were metal pipes.
We got to talk about how adaptable children are, right? So we played football in our neighborhood, right? And we played it on one side of the street that had no trees. But what it did have was one small tree. Also, right across from that was this lawn that they had. They used to have chains on small, maybe 1.5-foot piping, right?
Metal piping with like jagged sharpness.
The chains hung through.
And then eventually they took the chains off.
They took the chains off, right? I don't know why. Right, they left death pipes, right? Like, definitely death pipes.
Whoever lived there was looking out the window like, one of these kids is gonna hurt themselves
one day.
And once they do,
how many? But they get sued. They definitely get sued. Well, maybe not. We're running through their lawn. It's their private property.
Fuck them. That's all I know.
Anyway, so what
if you are that person watching this, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's still like that. Have you walked past? Was it the same thing?
Literally.
Like, dude, it's been 25 years. Why don't you cut the fucking things out? Anyway, so that's what we adjusted to that, right? So on that side or the concrete, it was always going to be tag, right?
Yeah.
In that little lawn, right? But that led to like definite loophole and fights.
Like,
right?
He was outside of it.
It was almost in some cases more dangerous to not be tackled there and then to deal with the fighting afterwards.
Right.
Right? You're like, God damn it, fuck you. I didn't know. No, it wasn't. Like, kids, like, dude, kids have potty mouths.
Yeah.
Potty mouths.
For sure.
Dude, I wouldn't trust my kid if he didn't curse.
I would be questionable about.
I would literally be like, dude,
like, excuse me.
I would sit next to my kid and be like, dude, say fuck. I know you say it. Say fuck. I'm not gonna hit you. Say fuck.
I'm not gonna hit you. I just want to talk to him,
dude.
I just want to talk.
That's
to
the
him.
funny thing. Like, do parents still talk about like that to their kids? Like, dude, I'm not gonna hit you.
I don't know.
I remember a lot of. Like, dude, I remember that when I was a kid. Like, I'm not gonna hit you, dude. Just fucking tell me. You're like,
listen, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna smack you.
You'd be like, dude, yes, you are. Your hand's right there. Look, I can see it. It's open.
I'm pretty sure that was the thought too. Like, I am gonna smack you.
I am gonna smack you.
You let me know right now so I can have a reason to smack you.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Like, I am gonna slap you. No, dude, I don't know. That's. I would just be like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking hit you. Just say fuck. I want to hear you say fuck. If you're gonna say fuck around your friends, we can say fuck together. Dude, it would be hilarious.
Yeah,
I would probably be reported. I don't think I could be a parent nowadays. They would definitely take my children away.
Yeah, maybe, but like,
I was a good parent. I just said fuck with them a lot. That's it. Like, sir, there's video of you stone cold stunning your infant child. He's light. It's easy. What do you want from me?
I didn't even kick him in the stomach. It just looked like it.
I didn't even kick him in the balls like in the beginning. Like, I just let him stood above me and I dropped down, you know? Like, I wasn't going to hurt him, but he's infant. He's fucking 4 pounds. It's easy to do with him.
His knees aren't even longer than my back. He's not going to hit the floor. He's just on my back.
Sir, what about the video with you doing the sharpshooter to him? Like, listen, fuck you, okay? He pissed me off. Pissed me off.
They have to learn how to lose too.
Yeah, you know, you gotta make them ready for the real world. No, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could be a parent in these day and age. Like, they would be like, sir, you can't curse at your children. I'm like, fuck you too. My kid will be like, yeah, fuck you. And then they'll be like, dude, your kid can't do that. Your kid can't do that with you. And I'll be like, it's my kid.
So basically what you're doing is you're letting the dog beat you up to the top of the stairs.
And then bite you for his butt. Like Bill Burr, man. That was a good comedy special.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It wasn't, man, that was a good, did we not just segue the fuck out of there? But it
See
wasn't.
what I mean when you call attention to things.
It wasn't
it's
seamless.
Just supposed to be awesome.
It wasn't seamless, though.
It was kind of seamless.
It was seamless, but like two different topics.
Yes, but like the transition. You see what I'm saying?
I don't.
Well, shut up.
Okay. Well, anyway, the Bill Burr special, it was good. I like Bill Burr because he's angry and I'm an angry person. So
Yeah.
like, I'm all right, cool. We got the same thoughts. Yesterday was cool. Some of it was, what I liked obviously is that it wasn't perfect, right? You're not always gonna land a joke, right?
Yeah.
It's not. But I like the off the cuff shit, just like I like when Dave Chappelle was able to do, like when the phone rang and he was like, what is he in high school? He's like, answer the phone. He was like, what if he was like, Mama's dead?
You know what? Bill Burr's is funny because it's like for instance, the story he was telling about getting flicked in the dick by that other comedian. Like he dwelled on that for like 3 days. I would have been that's a man thing to
Like
do.
she
you know what I mean?
fucking flicked my dick. At least pat it, right? You
Like
know.
what the fuck do I do about this? You're at home like what the fuck should I have
Like,
done
dude, if you're
about
gonna
that?
have like if you're gonna do that, at least like don't flick the dick, right? Like you could pat me. Like there's so many other. That's violent, right? You flick the dick. That don't feel good.
No, don't flick me in the dick.
Yeah, I just like he was like I just pissed me off. He's like
But
now
it's like, yeah, that whole like dwelling on it for 3 days and trying to figure out like, man, what the fuck should I have said in that moment? Or getting mad that you did think of things, but you didn't say them in the moment. Like,
oh, that's always the worst. You're like, oh, I should have said that shit.
like the time has passed. But
You'd be like, you say it anyway, like, your motherfucker. That'd have been good. That'd have been good to tell him. Yeah. And then you just walk home kind of like half like redeemed yourself, like, yeah.
this is gonna be fine.
But like the other
Those
half
guys
of you
are
is
cool.
really still shamed. Like I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
Yeah, no. Makes me very upset.
Yeah, just like Team USA walked home like I am nothing. I am nothing. Dude, you're the worst.
France,
How the fuck can
man.
you? Oh, you can't even place. You can't even get a medal. And then
And France,
what's on Rubio? Spain, Portugal,
Yes.
Spain. They won.
very nice.
Right. So Team USA is like shit now.
I just don't care about soccer.
I'm done. I should just fucking kill myself, man. Like
I
that.
try
Don't
to
slit
care.
your wrist yet, Kane.
I try to care because like pops will watch it in the house, right? And I'm like, okay, like, but it's just not entertaining enough for me. I respect the fuck out of them because if you've ever tried to play soccer, it's like you need stamina or
Dude.
you will die.
You got like okay, so people like really shit on sports like soccer, or football, whatever, and like hockey, right?
It's only Americans who do those things.
Agreed, because we're fucking more concerned about really dumb shit.
Ego.
We got a whole bunch of fat ass kids walking around, but you're concerned about that. Why don't you just give your kid a fucking better diet? Shit.
Although that's the funny thing. There was another thing in Bill Burr's special when he's like, I got to tell you, he's like, you guys are pretty fat too.
Oh yeah, because he filmed it in the UK.
Yeah.
Not to give too many jokes away because
Right.
it just got out. But he was in the UK talking about like he's like, listen, you guys are pretty fat too, man. Like but he's like, it's mostly the men. But like beyond that, yes, Americans are concerned with things that don't matter. Like feed your kid something better. Make sure he's loved at home, right? Make sure the guns are locked up, right? Don't be all gung ho about things that don't matter. Fucking treat your fucking family right. Like, no, I'm gonna worry about I don't know, dumb shit all day, and we're gonna fight about things that don't matter. That's you.
Yeah. That's us.
Yeah,
The US of us.
yeah, we are definitely the worst, but whatever.
Yeah, for sure. How do we
like
get there?
if we but again, if we were represented by if Team FIBA is the reason we're the worst.
Yeah.
So Kanye West held church in Chicago.
Oh, right. There was a Sunday service here.
Yeah, listen.
It's nothing new to Chicago. We've had Sunday services before.
Yeah, it's Sunday, right? But
There's
listen,
like 79 churches here.
I'm gonna say it right now. Not for me. But to be fair, all the people are gonna get mad. None of that's really for me. So if one person's gonna be mad at me, everybody.
I don't like Joel Osteen. Don't care about Kanye doing it.
Like, listen, you're not
Just
gonna
across the board.
I don't think like listen, Kanye. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing, and
Damage
honestly,
control.
it's kind of nasty. All right, Kanye found
That's sick.
That's just fucked up, right? Like, come on, Kanye. Khan isn't Kanye.
The fact
That's what did you get? Kanye.
Yeah.
We West.
He said, "I'm Khan."
I don't know what that means.
Don. He literally talked about Khan.
All I'm saying is this is kind of a little nasty, right? You're walking around, you got some like a Bible in your hand, and you're like basking in this like chanting glory of your songs.
Just to begin this, the stupid.
He's created his own religion.
The fucked up thing about this is
People are following.
Why is it news? Well, yeah, that too. But why is it news that Kanye came to Chicago and did something? That's the nasty thing about it.
No, the funniest thing of all time was when the security was behind him. He's like, "Back up! This my city. Watch this." And then he was doing that little nasty ass parting of the ways.
Yeah.
It looked like he was like about to like part some vagina lips. Like he kept just doing it like this, right? And I'm like, that's fucking nasty, Kanye. Nobody like this is your city now, right? But what was it? But like
people who moved, you know. Like
they moved like he was like Moses, right? Also, like tall tale, right? Can we just talk about that? Like that's pretty tall tale, right? You're not just you're not gonna what sea did listen. Water's powerful. Hurricanes fuck people
Where did
up.
all that water go? It just suspended in the air.
It just moved. Like no, displacement happened. Moses flooded other places. Think about it. That's exactly what Moses did. He displaced water and he threw it at other lands.
100%. Look, if a glacier melts, it raises the sea level like 3
very high.
This motherfucker parted a whole sea.
So basically what you're saying is you're glorifying somebody who said, we need the water out of our way.
Think about the fish he killed.
All the other people that are near the shoreline, right? Because Moses knows everybody sets up shop near the coastline.
Right.
Now you've killed all these people for your little selfish benefit, Moses. In my opinion, that's fucked up, dude.
Because I gotta imagine there was more than what.
Somebody should write these. Somebody should rewrite these things just a little bit more realistic. In today's day and age, they wouldn't accept a lot of that shit. This PC culture would cancel the Bible.
I don't think we can call it cancel the Bible. Plus,
why can't you cancel the Bible if they've canceled everything else that would somewhat thought was fucked up?
Because the problem is the people who like live and breathe every word there, except for when they're doing it with other people, because they're actually a bunch of fake ass people. But those people will not pay attention to this.
That's cool. But like, all I'm saying is like, can you acknowledge the fact that nobody's ever talked about the fact that displacement exists in the Bible? Moses said, I need this pathway through this water, right? Can we talk about it?
Virgin birth happened in the Bible.
Hurricanes,
okay?
But beyond that, hurricanes literally are fucking flooding and destroying whole islands without regard. Right. You think Moses could fucking literally sit there and what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it, if I could just think of the word, it'd be great.
Ain't that an ironic phrase?
Yeah. No, you think he could just sit there and kind of like convince the water to move out? Like, listen, please for a second. No, the hurricane's like, hey, dude, no, fuck you, right? I'm going to come through here. Now Moses is like, no, hurricane, move out the way. And the hurricane listens.
From what I understand about the story, because I did use Moses in one of my raps at one point, he split it. Let a group of people that he was with go by, and then when the other people got in who were chasing them,
he killed them
with water afterwards.
So their lives didn't matter. I don't know who these people were. I don't pay attention.
I just feel like God is not advocating for killing people in the Bible.
I kind of think that you're taking that might be not true. But anyway, but the thing is, what I've also, this is not a fucking religious podcast, and if this is where you're coming to get actual facts, you're not coming to the right place. So I'm going to put that out there right now. Also, and that being said, the one fact I think is true is that he parted. If you're just watching, I have like bunny ears. Parted the part of that sea. Is it the Red Sea, right, or the whatever?
Yeah.
Where it's always in a drought at that time anyway, right?
Didn't he part the Dead Sea?
Dead Sea, Red Sea, one of those seas. All that matters is, listen.
That's why the sea is dead now, because he killed all the living wildlife that was in there by moving all the water.
It doesn't matter what sea. The point is, he moved a sea. Like he said, nope.
Listen.
And he did the Kanye thing. He was like, move up vagina lips, right?
My problem is not with the book. Do you read it?
No, not at all.
But my problem is with the fake ass religious people who are holier than thou, but still are the biggest assholes on the planet.
Yeah, and we're not going to
That's
get
what I
into
have an
all of
issue
that
with.
because I agree. But back to Kanye and his weird fake religion he's creating. Okay, so is he carrying a Bible during his songs? So is he only doing his songs but carrying a Bible?
And who's
Does
he
the
doing
Bible-
the service to exactly?
Does the Bible carry the lyrics of his songs?
It's very well possible.
Has he replaced the Bible with the Yeezus?
Has anybody seen what's inside of this said Bible?
What if it was hollowed out and he had like, I don't know, a whoopee cushion inside of it or something?
When he's walking around singing, he's putting it underneath people's seat.
And Kanye just walking. He sat on the fucking whoopee cushion.
And there's just like arguments about who farted in the aisle after he walks by.
Kanye's got a fucking prison Bible, so it holds contraband and shit.
They got like 900 pages are cut out of the middle of it.
It's like start, finish. I think the Bible should end with Finn. Finn.
All right, let's move away.
Yeah,
from
listen,
the
no
Bible and
disrespect. It's all jokes. We apologize.
Yeah.
Whatever.
religion.
So-
No, we don't apologize, but that it's all jokes.
I said whatever.
Sam does not speak for the views of this podcast.
Oh man, yeah, no, but I always thought that. I think that's funny. I don't know. I don't really agree with it. Honestly, I again, being 100% like serious. I have no problem with whatever religion you follow, whatever you feel you need in your life.
Right.
And like, but separating this from that, I don't agree with what he's doing. I don't think it's. I think I get maybe okay. Listen, whatever inspires hope, right?
Right.
But what is this really inspiring? Like, I don't get like I don't understand the intention. I just see that it. I don't think it's great intent. I don't think it's. I think it may be ill-intentioned to some extent.
Kanye doesn't know how to connect to people, and he has to try whatever he can.
Hey, if he proves me wrong, if this
Or
becomes
his
some
ego
if
is so big, he literally thinks he's the god.
Yeah, that's that might be the one way I would go if I was a betting man. But no, I would say that he could prove me wrong. He could become something that's a little more inspiring, and if so, by all means, do your thing. But for right now, to me, it looks a little sick. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I always got a question.
Gross. It's gross.
Shit's nasty, son.
I had something else I wanted to talk about. Not the greatest, move over from. But,
From religion and Kanye.
yeah. But yeah, did we talk about Lloyd Banks retiring?
No.
Well, it's not even retiring.
Well, he did technically retire.
He did at some point say he was like not really releasing anything before, but like he just recently somebody said that Banks, for your actual like fans, like, are you ever going to release at least one more project? And his reply to that was, let's be real, nobody's checking for Lloyd Banks, right? That was his
Real sad, man.
right, which was super sad. Like I was like what. Not really, but like,
okay, so
I guess I'm not. But you could at least release something. I'll check for that.
right, like, look, people have been putting out random shit. Like a Ghostface album just came out, right?
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh, did you hear the Joel by any chance?
yeah. The Monday.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good song.
I listened to
Pretty
it
good
last night.
album. I like the what's that song? Screens. Screens
Yeah.
is dope. Screens is dope. But I think
Um,
anybody who listened to it probably around our age and older would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, the album's pretty good in general.
Tackle football in the winter. Don't drop that snap. Yeah.
But what I was getting at,
Lloyd Banks.
Lloyd Banks, right? What has he released that gave him that indication? Like, when's the last time he put out a song? It didn't get any attention. What makes you think that nobody's checking for you? I think you just are not in it for
Dude,
music right now. And
Maybe,
that's fine.
but from what they say is he's like pretty like introverted.
Well, I mean, you can kind of tell that too when G Unit was like doing their thing.
I think it was hard to tell that G Unit was so big that you couldn't dare tell me that they were any of them were introverted. Like they were also
But you can
they
tell
were
the
so
difference
all in the
between them, like-
spotlight. You could tell the difference, but they all that was such a big group. It could never have seemed to me that any of them were introverted based on
It
the.
could have just been his like super low monotone voice that he's got going
Yeah,
on.
I mean, he talks real low, but like none of them seem like they were particularly, I don't know, reclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't be when your stardom's that high, but like,
Yeah, and G Unit was at
who's to
another
say that
star.
they
G
thought
Unit
that
was
they're
at the
gonna
top.
be That, you know, maybe they didn't think that was the case. They were trying
So,
to make some
man, so on Spotify, the last album they have of him is from 2010.
bread. Really?
No way.
I put out something after that for sure.
Maybe he hasn't released it on anything other than Spotify. But like, I don't see anything beyond that. I know he's released probably mixtapes or some shit.
I'm sure there's more. Like, when did Hunger for More 2 come out? It wasn't, well, that was probably actually,
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember that that was like Beg for Mercy was like 03, 04.
Let's see.
Beg for Mercy is a dope ass album.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
agree.
I think people would be checking for Banks. And plus, he put something out clarifying. He was like a little sarcasm or joke of a text, and people take it out of context or whatnot.
On iTunes, it says he put out a album called Money in the Bank in 2018.
Really? Oh, then he must not put anything on Spotify.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, well, that's like, it's funny because everything before that is like 2010 and before.
Mm.
Oh, well, he has a single in 2017.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know. I haven't.
But see,
seen
that's
any
what
of
I'm
that.
saying. Like, he doesn't have like any recent projects that can give him the indication, hey, nobody wants to hear my music. It's not getting a lot of streams. I think that star power is still there. Like, if 50 went to go put out an album right now, it'd probably go platinum. You know?
Oh, listen. They were
Well,
saying.
whatever
Well,
today's standard of platinum is.
what
I don't know how that
what
works.
did they say that the prediction was on Joe Budden podcast for Post Malone? Like 550 or something like that,
Yeah, something like that.
dude. I don't know how many people are selling that high of a amount of
Like,
in the first.
physical copies.
That's a lot, dude. 550.
There used to be like there was a time in hip hop where that was like pretty usual for big stars.
That was
right?
gold.
Right.
Gold is over five. It was 500.
Yeah, gold is six figure.
No gold.
Copies.
No gold. I think is 500,000 copies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gold
I
is
don't know specifically on
500.
that, but
Gold is
I
500.
know
Million was platinum, and 10 was diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's that. But I mean, that was a simpler time. Now with all these numbers and all these fucking all the algorithms and everything, it's so difficult to really understand. Like, I mean, nowadays it's just more along the lines of, do you like that artist? Are you a fan of them? And
Yeah, I mean things are different now, and like your cult following artists will still always have their cult, and I wouldn't even say G Unit was a cult. Like everybody,
you don't even have to say that they were for sure a cult following. Like
G Unit.
yeah, they were
No.
they were a cult following.
No, their star power was huge.
I was saying I wasn't saying that in like negative. Like
No,
I'm saying
see, when I say cult following, I mean like
to
they're
this day they have a cult following. Like they're not obviously they're not active. They're not the biggest group in the world now.
Are you saying that's their cult or their core? Because there's a difference there. Like a cult following, I feel like it's more like underground artists. Like you'll have people who know, like 100,000, 200,000 people who know this person, and then you have your G Units who have millions of fans who every album.
Oh, of course, of course.
You know.
But like now that they're not actively releasing music, you can't. I think you have to say it's a cult following, because regardless of how large it is, since they're not releasing music, there's people that are still big fans of them, right? So like I think that I don't know if a cult following has a particular number or size attached to that. So that's what I meant in that. I meant like, okay, since they're not actively releasing music and they probably never will again, that there's not there's not people actively being attached to the G Unit. Maybe there are once in a while, but like you're not getting new fans every day. You're not finding new people attacking because their music's not up to date. So like the people that listened to them then and still listen to them now and are loyal fans, I think you have to consider them more of a cult following at this point.
Yes and no, because I would say like if Lloyd Banks put out a single right now, there's a lot of people like us who would see that, be surprised by it, and download it because they're interested in what's on it.
Are we?
know?
Yeah, but
Like,
are you saying
he's
new
not
or
a-
old fan?
Anybody who like knows the name, you know, like I would.
But I think that's what he's fighting or saying, that there's not anybody really checking for him like that. Which I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't think that it is, because again, he's not one of those artists that as he like faded out of the game, people were like, "Oh, he's falling off." La da 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 da. Like he still had star power. You know what I mean?
That's true. I don't know. I mean, the only one that's active is 50, and 50 you can see he's always continuously making moves. So
Yeah.
there's that.
But
I don't know.
But he moved away from music.
He still does music though, like once in a while. Like you'll see him featured on something. He doesn't release projects. I'm sure he could though.
Yeah, but even his features are few and far in between.
Very, very, very.
So I don't know. But since we're on a music note real fast, I feel bad that I forgot the name, but rest in peace to the guy who made 2 Tickets to Paradise.
Oh, Eddie Money.
Eddie
Eddie Money.
Money.
Yeah, I think it's Eddie Money. I want
Oh.
to say for sure. Let me check. But yeah, he had 2
Pretty
Tickets
sure
to
that-
Paradise
he was
and
pretty dope to
and Take Me Home Tonight. Yeah, I think it's Eddie Money. I'll tell you right now. Eddie Money. Yeah, he has Take Me Home Tonight, 2 Tickets to Paradise, Baby Hold On, Think I'm in Love, Shaking. But yeah, these are all from the 80s.
Yeah, which
Eddie Money, his
know
first
about.
album came out and that's 2 Tickets to Paradise. Guess what year?
84.
77.
Well, shit.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy's been this, but it's funny because we know all these songs from back in the day. Because I mean, you know, growing up, Adam was a '90s kid who spent 2 weeks in the '80s, and you know, I was born in the '80s. Yeah, I'm an '80s baby. Remember those 2 weeks we spent in the
Oh, I needed
'80s?
technicalities.
Remember those 2 weeks we spent in the '80s?
I can't remember, dude. Like, I wanted to talk about this stupid bitch. You know, this whole thing going on with the actors and actresses and buying their way into college.
Oh, Lori Laughlin.
No, yeah, but not
They
her.
gave
It
her
was,
like 2 minutes in
no,
jail or something.
That wasn't her. That was some other. I can't remember the fucking name. Felicity Huffman.
Oh,
So she got 2 weeks in jail and a $30,000 fine. I'm like. Then they had some story yesterday.
it costs
talking
more
about
for this whole process to be taking place.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, this bitch is giving like what $250,000, $500,000, paying people to get her daughter into school, and you charge her not even like a 20th of that. What the fuck is wrong with you? They had some other story about some lady who she like, I guess her physical address was like a bad neighborhood, and she was trying to get her kid into like a certain school.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
And they gave her as what like
5 or 7 years or something like that.
some crazy amount of fucking time, and she ended up doing a lot less than that when it all came down to it. But like the fines were huge.
Beyond that, yeah, it's fucked up. It's white privilege, and it's wealthy white privilege at that.
Yeah,
And yes, I said it with an H because that's what I see it as.
it's white.
Uh,
But no, I was like, what the fuck kind of
the
bullshit?
white around your lip.
I was like, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. First of all, I don't even care. She doesn't necessarily need jail time.
What if she gets
Like-
what if she gets shivved in the 2 weeks she's there? I said shivved because I didn't want to say shanked,
Right.
but I said shanked. What if she's in there for 2 weeks? Somebody didn't like it and they shanked the shit out that bitch in 2 weeks.
I don't know, man. That's
Fish.
weeds wearing off. And I don't necessarily even think that she needed to have jail time for offense like that. Like that lady, other lady, of course,
She
didn't
kicked
need
her
to do
daughter
that.
out of school.
Like,
Adam's
Something,
like,
but-
I guess I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
No, I get. Listen, I don't know what this is. Right, like this is another one of the cases of America's really.
What is somebody did this?
Somebody did this. No, this is beyond like, oh, she did this to get her kid in school. This is like, this is a distraction to the actual point that education is created in a very unfair, very
If you have money, you can get a solid education.
it's super targeted and preyed upon on the people that can't afford. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things that the educational system, the flaws it has are way more than it needs to be
There's
or
certain
should
things
be.
that money should not be able to buy you.
And education should be available to anybody who has the desire and the,
Right.
the desire really to learn. Right? It shouldn't be It shouldn't be what it is. So her going to this whole thing, this whole pay to play essentially. That remember
Yep.
that shit daily.
Mhm.
Those in Chicago know. But like if
Pay
you
to play politics.
yeah, but I mean, if that's essentially what this is, right? That's a distraction. Like, yes, it's fucked up, but at the same time, like, what are we really fighting for here? This should be just a more of a spotlight shined on the idea that education is not really put
Bullshit.
together for it's dude. Honestly, it's the biggest scam that ever was created.
Yeah.
If you ask me, right? Like
I'll agree.
what they break it down to as, listen, I'm not anti-education. I'm anti the way the system of the education, the way it's created now.
Yeah.
Education is important. You should continue to learn daily forever. I agree, but not the way they've constructed it, right? So now think about it. The way they say is, and before, I don't want to get super serious, but either way, they were talking about like the idea that they convinced your parents, right? Because remember, degrees used to be cheaper.
Yeah.
A lot. School was ridiculously cheaper.
Back when everything was relative to your income.
Yes, right when there was a income ratio that made sense to the inflation rates and all of that.
Yeah.
They somehow found a way to convince our parents to try to be dead set gung ho on their children going to universities, right? And that's fine because you want them to learn, because that's what it's been colored as by those who convinced them to do so, right? After over years and years and years.
Yeah.
So now they are convinced that you should go to a university regardless of the cost, right? So they've been blinded to the cost of what it takes to go there.
Yeah.
Just because the idea of education is so important to them.
It's funny because like it's not like a long, because one generation to the next, right? Like our parents to us, and that like back in the day, our parents can work a full-time minimum wage job,
supply their family,
pay for school, all that shit. Now
that's what we're talking about.
One generation later, and it's if you want a full 4-year degree, you're paying probably double, triple what you make per year.
Yes, cost of living and
it's staying at your mama's house.
Cost of living has increased dramatically while wages stayed the same. They said the middle class hasn't made progress in like 20 years or some shit.
I believe it.
But what I'm getting at is like, okay, so now the parents they put this go to university on you, right? Which is fine. But because they want you to be educated, that's what they're saying. Cost, whatever, like, oh, go to community college, but those 2 years after, you can go wherever you want. It'll be $200,000 a year. It doesn't matter, whatever.
Right.
That's the thought. The thought is that you'll be educated enough. Now, what the funny thing is, they're telling you to take these loans that are, that'll get you a job at the end of it to then help you pay said loans off for the rest of your life,
which is
right?
the bullshit too, because those jobs will then pay you $40,000 a year, which will probably pay the person who
you're never gonna make
works
anything
in the mail office and has not had a degree and went through school for those loans.
Right, it's equivalent, right? Because once student loans kicked in and they want you to start paying, dude, they will take as much as they can from you, because again, it is a scam. It's a fucking scheme. It's bullshit. Yep. And if I had kids, I would never ever say they have to go to school. I would say pick what makes sense, pick your passion. But you gotta pick something and go for it, right?
Yeah.
What Kobe Bryant say? He's like, I'm all for diversifying when you're young and then picking your passion and going hard towards it. Sure. And that's it, right? And that's it. I know I've kind of gone off and went into the deep end, but I think it needs to be said. Like, it's created this whole system of people who are now slaves because you've made them go to school, right? Even if they couldn't afford it for something, you made them pick something, right? That's another thing.
You made them believe that you needed it.
Exactly. And you do, because they've created this. But that's a whole nother thing, right? Because now they're making you feel like, oh, you have to work for a company. That's the goal, right? Which is fine if that's what you want to do. But if you actually wanted something in life for yourself early on, that almost becomes brainwashed out of you early.
Yeah.
And so now think about it. You've gone to school. They made you pick within the lines of things, right? Oh, you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do that. You're like, I want to do a mix of that. Well, we don't offer that.
Right.
Yeah, do both. Fuck you. Anyway, so now you got your debt. Yeah. You get a job, right? You defer your loans for
a low-paying job.
Right, a low-paying job. You get your loans. You defer. They stop being able to defer. Now you're paying $500 a month for school, dude. And now you're a slave to that, because for the next 30 years of your life, you have to. Or there's a thing where they say if you make 110 straight payments, 110 straight payments of what, $500?
Yep.
Dude, by the end of that, I'm impoverished.
That's almost what, like 10 years?
Because, it sets you back another decade, right? So you get out of school at 22, 24, me, 20, 35. Anyway,
and then when you're 50 and you finally pay those things off, you're like,
Where's your
The
advantage?
cost of living has gone so high that this extra $500 a month does
Dude,
nothing
it's
for
a
me.
system that has set you back. It's a system that sets you back when you've already started behind the like a brick wall. So like
I
everybody's
keep deferring my loan payments, hoping they're like, we're just going to forgive them.
they are never going to forgive
The
them.
first two are from community college.
There's no way.
Forgive them.
There's no way they're going to say, yeah, we forgive your loans. Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but
somebody's waiting for this $1 trillion. One day they're just going
waiting
to
for
cash
Bernie
in.
to get into office.
One day they're going to cash in. They're going to come, stop in front of everybody's house, come take exactly as much as they can that equate to. They'll be like, dude, don't take my doors. Be like, we need your hinges too. We need your hinges. Now we've got exactly what you owed us in student loans, right?
Your attic that you've never seen.
You took my roof. You took my roof over my head, right? Like this is the thing. It's a definite setback, and that's why I'm saying. Long story, fucking super less whatever. Concentrating on her is dumb. Take that as a reason to go further into why the educational system's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's it. Sorry to go on this long ass like tangent and talk about what I feel is fucked up, but it is a fucked up system, and though I think it started off with great intention, most of it, somewhat.
Well, when it was
actually, the more you think about it, maybe it didn't.
No, because
what the fuck is Ivy League? You telling me your education is better than my education because they got better teachers? Maybe so, but I can't afford that, so my education should be held in the same regard.
Yeah.
A fucking bachelor's degree is a bachelor's degree. This fucking piece of shit
Ivy
wanted to
League
go
was
to
probably-
Ivy League and get paddled by his fucking fraternity brothers, right? That's another
Ivy
thing.
League
White
is like
fraternities, I would never go to a fucking I'd never join a white fraternity in life.
See, I think school might have started with the right intentions, but Ivy League itself, when that started, that was literally like, oh, you're the upper class citizen of the world.
So there's the Huffman,
club,
which is a fucking stupid last name anyway.
Yeah.
She's gonna get huffed and
Because
fucking puffed in jail.
While the cost of
They're gonna make the best out those 2 weeks for her.
While the cost of
They
school
got
was
like a whole
equivalent to your
itinerary for
income,
her right now. They're like, oh, bitch, you get me next.
I don't think it's gonna happen because again,
White collar.
right?
What if like old celebrity people who have been there for years, like they become thugs in the prison, right? So now they run the prison. They're like, oh, you that Huffman bitch, huh?
You really?
Oh,
think
I
that
seen
that
you come in.
exists?
I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch.
It doesn't exist.
Oh, it's not Orange is the New Black.
No, I'm saying the people who are like
Wait.
old celebrities, they're not still there. That doesn't.
How do you
happen.
know?
That doesn't happen.
Celebrities don't grow in jail?
Celebrities get a year maximum. TIP got 7 felonies, and he got out after a year.
You snitching.
You do not. This
He
is
didn't.
well
You
known
did.
in his music. But if you're a celebrity, you do not get the same. Like, you have to murder somebody.
That's not true.
You have to.
Oh, that's what I was thinking about, though, right? Because they were talking about Blake Griffin going hard on Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
Is it Chris? No, it's Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner turned into Caitlyn Jenner. Oh, yeah, Caitlyn. Right. So, dude.
That was like the Michael Ward Association.
Yeah,
I
like
remember your name.
there's no other way to understand. Remember the fucking most somebody just creating somebody out of the thin air, right? So he was talking about
Stanley, fat people like donuts. Stanley's donuts.
Hey, man, okay. So no, shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, so Blake Griffin said something about like Caitlyn Jenner. I'm not gonna go into that, but either way, the idea is they were like Caitlyn Jenner murdered somebody, right? Or no, Bruce Jenner murdered somebody, and then he got a sex change, so they couldn't prosecute him because he didn't exist anymore.
That's true. Now I got a new social
Is
security
that the
number.
loophole? If you murder somebody, just like all right,
Sex change?
all right,
I'm pretty sure like people
now
have tried this in the past.
now I identify as this. Like, dude, you're that guy. No, I'm not. Tell me I'm that guy. Look, I don't got a dick no more. Like, dude, you don't got a dick.
Even my fingerprints are now unique again.
They'll be like, literally, be like, well, you don't have a dick. Bruce Jenner had a
fingerprints
dick,
are now
apparently.
Unique from Bruce.
Right, like I'm not even that guy.
I had fingerprint reassignment surgery.
And let's get Caitlyn is a big person.
Yeah.
Huge.
Let's not go into this. I don't want to talk about this.
No, I'm not. But I was just talking about the idea that, like, yo, it's weird because nothing seemed to happen from that. Like, he killed somebody and then she existed a week later. It's like he literally went underground.
I'm telling you.
He killed his own self just to not fucking deal with all that. You're like, you know what? I identify as a woman.
Bruce is dead.
Bruce is now dead. I'm the captain
Sir.
now. Look at me.
It's sir. I mean, man.
Motherfucker, it's sir. Like, okay, it's sir. It's sir. Sir, I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't fucking stop talking shit to me. Oh no, he said ma'am.
Yeah,
he's like,
ma'am.
Motherfucker, it's ma'am. Like, regardless, ma'am. I'm gonna beat you like you might have been a sir at one point because you have a Adam's apple.
All right, the last 10 minutes of it has been enough.
No, I'm not talking anything about that. I'm just saying, dude, he was obviously a linebacker.
No, I agree.
That guy was like Terry Bradshaw. He looked like Terry Bradshaw in the fucking convenience store.
Yeah.
It looked like Terry Bradshaw was like, nope, I identify as a woman now, which is completely fine.
That was a lot of hair ago.
It's completely fine. But you're not going to tell me to call you ma'am as mannish as you did and then expect us not to fight. like, dude, you got in my face. Like now,
does like not hitting a woman apply?
Right? That's what I'm getting at? Is the loophole now that I can't hit him or her? Right? And now he gets to scream at me any way he wants in this mannish tone for the rest of his life?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I think those are the people who
correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's abusing the system a little bit. Yeah, you're right. It's just abusing your power just a little bit. Yeah. Right, dude? You're not going to Adam
a little bit. That's a lot.
Adam's 6'1", right? So if Adam walked up to some guy that was like 5'8", right? But Adam was like screaming at him, "Motherfucker, it's ma'am!" Like,
I would never do that.
Right?
That's not my
like.
mantra.
Would Adam expect this person not to hit him back because he's now considering himself a ma'am? Which we don't hit women.
Right.
No women will be harmed in the process of our lives. But what I'm saying is that guy's not a
situation where you were prior a different gender.
Not even prior. So obviously so that like, come on, even the people, even transgenders and all that have to admit, yo, I probably hit that guy. Or girl.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the person that paints a horrible picture of what you guys are going for.
It's like taking the smallest sample size, right, but blowing it up. Like people calling all Arabs terrorists because small group of people.
If you're looking at me for what an example of a typical Arab is, you're not going to get a good idea.
Nope. So definitely not.
That person is like,
right.
That's how they represent you. And,
exactly.
You know,
I think you got to get those particular ones and like, hey, dude, you gotta wind it down a bit. You gotta act more ladylike if you're gonna pretend to be a lady, right? You can't just tell me I'm
because now you're offending women out there,
dude. Right? It looked like he was gonna I'm sorry, dude was bigger than anybody in that store.
Literally, motherfucker had like 24-inch python's paws.
He was
like, came in there, yeah.
She was a big girl. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
If it was a girl, it's a big girl. She just got a little bass in her voice.
We're going to take this big girl and just put her to the side, and we're going to say, I think this has been a long enough episode.
Word up. I think so. No offense to anybody. Again, we support everybody. But like that situation has to be, you have to objectively say.
I think like we say things that we are probably going to be offensive to people and say no offense. But I think if you still watch, we probably offended you, and who cares?
You know us already. But like, I'm just saying, objectively speaking, you got to look at situations and say, hey, that's a little funny.
Yeah, like that. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning into episode 58. We're going to leave it there. Obviously, shout out to Glenn for the road.
We gonna dap up.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just did that.
Why
like
not?
I'm out.
You know,
Peace, dude.
But we'll catch y'all in episode 59.
Rest in peace,
week.
Stacks. We love you, homie.
Rest in peace.